All my medical problems are gone. Let me tell you how that happened. You see this, all these symptoms in here. I was having all this problem in 2009. My body was giving up on me. I think it was saying, "Hey, let's get it over with. Let's get it over with." It was hard. I was very irritable. I was having lots of memory and a good domino player, but I was getting my ass whipped because I could not remember what I put down, who put down what. And doing simple math was very hard. 6 times 6, I could not find the 36 in my head. So that wasn't easy. I couldn't drive 20 minutes without having to stop and go into the restroom. And lack of bladder control wasn't easy. So you see all these symptoms in here, you must ask yourself, God, that doesn't make sense. Ain't nobody that gonna have all those problems just because of glutens. But if you understand how what gluten does to the body, you will understand how all these symptoms can come to be. So you gotta do a little homework in there because I'm not gonna explain it on this video. It'll get too long. Plus, find a medical source to explain that information to you. But I didn't know what was going on with my body. I tried to find out the medical route. And all the doctor tells you, hey, it's a stress. You just too stressed. Everything was stress, caused by stress. That's what the doctors say when they don't know. And they'll say, I don't know what's going on, and they just tell you stress. Or they will tell you, hey, I think this, just making this shit up. And not get over it. It's just in your head. Son of a bitch. And in 2009, about 2, 3 in the morning, all the intestinal noise that I used to have, my intestine would go growling, brah, 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 it wake me up at night. So one night I got up, I googled intestinal noises. I came across a celiac disease, gluten sensitivity. Say, I don't have no disease. But then I kept reading and say, well, wait a minute, this kind of start making a little sense right here. So I did say, hey, this could be my problem. So I started gluten-free diet at that time. And I learned everything that I needed to learn about gluten and how to start a diet and follow the diet. So it was not easy. And I started getting better. In 2011, I did a blood test because nobody believed you that, that was your problem. And so I did a blood test, but the blood test came back negative. I've been 2 years as a gluten-free diet, and as I find out, the all blood tests I always come back, give you a positive result. Sometimes they have problems. And so later on in 2014, I did a DNA test. And the DNA test, I don't know how the gene that code for celiac disease, but I had two genes that code for gluten sensitivity. So I got one gene from my mother and one gene from my father. So in double screw. So I'm very sensitive to gluten, and that's what's causing the problem. And I know that gluten is the one causing my problem because, I said all my problem went away, and I accidentally eat gluten like I had done a few times, so the symptom come back. I've been trying to write down the symptoms. What kind of problem did I get when I accidentally eat this type of gluten? And jot down a few of them that I think that those give me those problems. I was gonna keep experimenting, but that's not good for me because it's like doing a Russian roulette. I'm too damn scared to keep doing that. I cannot do that. Accidentally you drink something that is supposedly gluten free and it's not really gluten free, then you start having symptoms. So I also have problem eating oat. I love oat. I hate that I'm reacting to oat. Some people that have problem with gluten also react to oat. And to me, it give me canker sore, pimples in my butt, crack under my toes, so I cannot eat it. Uh, And I also stopped eating monosodium glutamate, MSG. It just messed with my brain. And the way I find that out is when I used to go to the restaurant and give me a gluten-free meal, the fish, the potato and stuff and vegetable. And say it's gluten-free, 100% gluten-free. But then I start feeling those like ants in my brains and those synapses firing up. Something going wire in there. Hey, why I don't like the feeling. I don't like the feeling how I feel. I'll take MSG, so I stopped eating MSG. And I read little bit about MSG, and what I read is I don't like what I read. So in my opinion, it's basically bad for everybody. So you'll be the judge of yourself. Also, fake sugar. I don't eat fake sugar or artificial sugar. And when I eat that, my body feels weird. And it been proven, scientifically proved that that thing is not good for the body. So why eat it? I don't need it. I don't eat it. Also, you think you have a problem with gluten? You can educate yourselves. Google gluten, celiac disease, gluten sensitivity. Everything that you need to know is on the web and YouTube. Everything, every information that you need to know is there. You just gotta be careful with the information because when you look for that information, you're gonna have people that might not giving you the right information because they got some interest in the information. There is some industrial corporation that make their living selling gluten products. So it's not good for them to have a gluten-free, you know, alternative. And there are also people selling gluten-free product that want to sell you more of this, so they might not giving you the whole truth on in advertisement, like I say. So inform yourself. Make sure that the information that you get from a good source. Also, another the pharmaceuticals and the medical industry. When you go gluten-free and that's been your problem, you will get rid of all your medication. You will not have to go to the doctor that often or drink many pills or any pills. So that's not good for them. They lose money. They lose a customer. So there is some information that you might get discouraged by then to go gluten-free or try gluten-free. They might tell you, oh, their body needs gluten. Oh, no, you don't, you know, because, all the meat is gluten-free. All the fruits are gluten-free. All the vegetables are gluten-free. Only those grain, wheat, barley, and rye are basically what cause you a reaction to gluten. And so everything else is good to, yeah, as long as you make sure that what you're drinking also doesn't have any additive that contain gluten or any other seasoning that you use and doesn't contain gluten, you're good to go. You can eat almost anything. I eat very well. You know? Other source of negative information is insensitive people. Some people there, especially comedians, they think that gluten-free is a joke. Yeah. Hey, you don't make fun of people with arthritis. You know, three gluten sensitive people the same way because there is serious issue for the people who have this problem. So be sensitive about the people who have this problem and uh, get informed. These are from other website that I use to get some of my information. I went to a lot more website than that. I went to a lot of government website where I make sure that I'm getting the right information. But if you go some of these websites and you read the blogs of people that was having this problem and how they went through it, all their suffer, and you know, how they found the solutions, you'll be amazed of the thing, and then you can really can relate to some of them. I did. So get yourself informed on that, and don't go crazy. You gotta go. You think you got gluten issue? Don't think your life is gonna end because it's not. It is. I I eat very well, better than most people. So it's just a matter of being informed. I make sure I don't take no chances. Sometimes you have to give up the, hey, I go out and get stuck at the fast food restaurant and give me a burger today because I had no time. That's something bad because once you eat gluten, you go back to day zero. You don't get as fucked up as you were probably at the time, but you're gonna get some damage on yourself and it's gonna affect you. So like that eating a cookie ain't not gonna be a big deal. No, no, don't do that. So you're gonna be gluten free, be gluten free 100%. So yeah, hopefully this information helps someone out there. That was the intent of this video. I'm not here to get likes. I just want to help somebody if I can. So thank you. Hopefully you get better.